Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the shop. And we're in the shop today, so you know what that means. That means it's raining and a muddy mess outside. So we're not going to be outside today. So yeah, we're going to be in the shop pretty much all week this week. The plan for today was to get the doors and the fenders ready here for the Bronco, get them ready to paint so they're ready to go for tomorrow. I figure it's going to take 3 days of painting to do this job, at least 3. It's probably going to end up 4. But anyways, I did paint some parts Friday. I'll show you that here in a second. And then other than that, I'm just kind of hanging out. We're waiting for our glass guy to show up. He's got to put a windshield in that 2017 Expedition that I bought last month from down in Mississippi. He's got to put a windshield in that, and then the wife's Bronco, her 21, has a rock chip, matching that a rock chip. Has a rock chip in the windshield, and then I think my daughter's has one too, but she's at work. I got to look at hers again. But so he's going to fix the chip in the yellow truck, or the orange truck, whatever color you want to call that. Put a windshield in the Expedition, and we're going to get wet sanding. I got to do some rearranging here because it's raining outside, so I can't put this Bronco outside. So I'm going to put it up on the frame machine over here, and then we'll start wet sanding parts to get ready for painting tomorrow. So it's going to be a long week, but this thing needs to get done. So yeah, just a quick overview here of where we're at anyways. So a friend of mine needed a bumper painted for, I don't even know what it is. It's 2010 something or another, but so I wanted to get that done Friday. So I thought if I'm going to paint that, I might as well try to get a few of the parts done. So we got the hood, you got the inside of the tailgate done, the hood's done, the tailgate's done. I do have a spot up here. I mean, you're always going to have spots, but so I got all this wrapped in masking tape to keep dust from flying off these straps, and I must have got too much clear on here, and it dripped right here. And so we're just going to let that sit for a week while we work on the rest of the parts, and then I'm going to try to sand that out and see if we can buff that out, and if it doesn't, well, then it's just getting resprayed. It's just part of the deal. All right, so we got the Bronco up in the frame machine and out of our way for the most part. We got the one door up on here. I won't show all 4 panels. We're just going to do this door once over quick, and I'll just probably set up on time lapse. But I always start on the inside of the panel when I'm doing these completes, because I'm going to hang this door and I'm going to paint this thing in one piece inside and out. That's what's nice about it being solid black. I don't have to worry about metallics or anything like that. So we're going to 400 the inside. I do have a coat of guide coat on everything, just a light coat. We're not really looking for dents. This is more or less just to tell me where I've sanded and what needs to be sanded. So if you miss this spot in here or whatever, the black will tell you that you missed it basically. So we'll go through 400 on the flat surfaces that we can. Just a good once over. And then we'll take gray Scotch-Brite, get in the cracks and crevices, gray Scotch-Brite, a little Dawn dish soap. And then from there, I'll pretty much scrub the inside of the door. We're going to rinse this thing with water, make sure all the dirt and dust and grime's out of it. So, and then we'll flip it over. And we'll get back to our long block with 400 and start working the flat areas out there. And then from there, it'll go in the booth, it'll hang and dry overnight basically. That's why I like to get all the parts ready one day and then paint the next day. All right, so we got the inside all done. Again, we just 400 the flat surfaces and then gray Scotch-Brite into the nooks and crannies. And then on the outside here, we're 400 on the long block as usual. The more you use the block, the straighter the truck will be. But again, this is going to be all sticker. So we just need smooth and shiny in here. And the more I look at the pictures, I think this is all sticker too up here. So 400 on the long block. Hand sand on the nooks and crannies, Scotch-Brite on the inside to keep as much material on the edge as we can. So here we go. Again, I'm not going to show the whole thing. You watch me long block the bodywork, so it's the same concept. Start off the byline, try to work at an angle, work the whole panel together, and just keep your eyes open for anything that doesn't look right. Plenty of water to get the paper unplugged. Switch your pattern. But again, I think this is all covered by sticker. I was looking at that freewheeling package, and I think so I spent a lot of time on the edge of the hood and the top of this door. and it looks like that's all covered by sticker. Whatever. It'll look good before it gets the sticker put on. How's that sound? But again, we're still looking for any flaws. You can still fix stuff. There's always time to fix stuff. Until you put clear coat on, you can always fix stuff. But once the clear goes on, you're done. And we are definitely trying not to go through the primer at this point. Once you see your epoxy primer showing through, you have to move on. Like on the edges and stuff like that, you can come back with a short block and just kind of work that area, because the way these doors, you know, they kind of flare up at the edges just a little bit. But yeah, this should block out real good because we already blocked it all out when we reprimed it. So we already know that most of our high spots are taken care of. So we'll get this wrapped up and we'll get the rest of them done. Well, good morning everybody. It's Tuesday. We're back in the shop and it's raining again outside, so it's actually good. The humidity is not great for painting, but the rain is good for keeping the bugs down outside. So we're going to get some sealer fired up here. It's already mixed up in the gun, ready to go. Of course, today, what are we spraying today? Deltron, what is it, DAS 3025, I think. It's a gray sealer. So we're gonna get one coat of sealer put on everything here. And then we'll get a couple coats of base. We'll let that flash. And then we'll kind of look it over, see how everything looks. We'll get a couple more coats of base on. I like to get at least 4 on. And then if everything goes well there, then we'll get 3 coats of clear put on. And that'll be, of course, all Deltron. It'd be the DC 3000 clear. So we'll get 3 coats of that. And of course, as you see, we got everything hanging. The more parts you can hang, the less dust you're gonna have. That's kind of the rule of thumb in my book. And because it's a solid color, it's just straight black, we can do this. So we're gonna basically paint the inside, the outside all together, so there's no tape lines, no nothing. You know, if this was a pearl or metallic, no, obviously we couldn't do that. We'd have to jam everything out and then put the entire truck together and then mask up the jams and all that good stuff and then spray the entire truck in one sitting, which DC 3000 is not the clear to do that with. DC 3000 is more of a panel clear, you know, one panel at a time. It'll flash off too fast, try and do a complete spray. We'd just switch to a different clear for that. But today we're panel painting, and that's the best way to do this. So I got clear, nope, sealer's already mixed up in the gun. I'm ready to go. So we're gonna get some fans running, get started, I guess. Here we go. is mixed 1 to half, so it's 1 part base coat to half reducer. We're using DT 885 reducer today. It's the warmest, I don't think it's the warmest reducer, but it's almost the warmest reducer that they make because the humidity is so high today. We need this to flash slow. The humidity is going to cause it to dry fast, so the 885 slows it down and allows it to flow better. And honestly, I use 885 year round. I don't switch my reducers for temperatures. We keep the shop about 70 when we're painting all year round, so 885 it is. So again, 1 to half, just because it's black. If it was any other color, it'd be pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio, but because it's black, we're 1 to half. So we're gonna get, well, we got that mixed up, we're ready to go. We're gonna get the booth fired up, get a couple coats black put on, and then we're gonna go through, see if there's anything we don't like. Like I said, we can still fix stuff. Until we put the clear coat on, we can still fix stuff. So we're always looking for imperfections, if there's a little nick somewhere that I missed, but honestly, there shouldn't be as much guide coat and blocking as we've done in this thing. It should be good to go. So here we go. Well, that's our 2 coats of base so far. Anyways, we let this flash off about a half hour, went in and grabbed a little lunch, watched a little Ryan Hall, y'all. We got some storms coming in from the west, but we got quite a few hours before they get to us. So basically now we got 2 coats on, flashed off for a good half hour. Now I'm just kind of looking it over. Like I said, up in this area right here, there's just a couple little specks of dust. I'm probably not going to worry about those, but if there's anything bigger that I didn't like, then I would literally just take a little bit of 1000 grit sandpaper, just a little bit of water. Like I said, it's got to be good and flashed off. This is at least a good half hour. But just basically just go through and lightly scuff those little spots. I don't know. I think I'm probably just going to take 1000 dry and just give it a, there's just like 5 or 6 little itty bitty spots right here. I know you can't really see it on camera, but other than that, the rest of it looks good. So I'm just going to fix those couple spots real quick. And then we're going to put 2 more coats of base on it. And then from there, everything should be good to go. We'll let that flash for probably a good half hour after that, and we'll mix up some clear and make it shiny. All right, well, we got the other 2 coats of base put on. I did end up sanding out the little bit of dust that was right there. Really just a couple of swipes with a 1000 grit, and that's done. So, and then we had to take a little break. We had a pretty good storm come through, and it was starting to thunder out there pretty good, so I checked the radar, and there was just a little red cell coming through, no warnings or nothing. So I had to take a break, go. Actually, the wife was out getting the chicken eggs and stuff like that, so went out and got the mail and decided to sit on the front porch and just kind of watch storm come in, take a little break, right? So we're sitting there for probably a good 15 minutes, and it's pouring pretty good. And sure enough, it starts just, a little bit of hail. Real light, nothing real spectacular, but the whole time I'm thinking, it's like that expedition is sitting outside, and it's a builder that I haven't started, so there's no insurance on it. It's just mine, There's no insurance on it. So as the hails a little more and a little next thing you know, it starts getting big. I'll show you a picture here. So yeah, sitting on the front porch, don't have my shoes on, just socks. So I go running through the house, out the door, into the garage, grab my slippers on the way through, run out the door, hit the garage door opener on the way out, lost both my slippers, run across the driveway, because it was, you can't run in slippers. I can anyways. Definitely not capable of that. So I left both my slippers laying in the driveway, jumped in the Expedition, fired it up real quick. Luckily the key was in it. The garage door was opening. As that's all happening, I hear a big piece of hail smash off the windshield, which I just had that windshield put in yesterday, right? That's brand new. I hadn't even paid for it yet, actually, but jump truck, start it, hit the windshield wipers because it's pouring down rain. The windshield wipers are in the back of the truck. I never put them back on yesterday after they put the windshield in. So here I am trying to drive into the garage without hitting anything. I know there's a cooler sitting there. I know Connor's four-wheelers somewhere in there. I don't know exactly where it is, but sure enough, I got her in. I got it all the way in. I wasn't able to shut the door, but I got enough in that there wasn't any damage. The windshield's not broke, luckily. I don't think I got, it might have a dent or two in the roof, but it's a 2017. It's not a brand new truck. I'm not real concerned. I just didn't want to get, I didn't know how long that hail was going to go. So storm's passed, and now we got another one coming in here, probably about 3 or 4 hours. So we're going to get this thing cleared, get done. All right, so we're all tacked off. It's flashed, obviously. It's been well over an hour since I was out here, so open up a fresh gallon of DC 3000. If you're keeping score, that's another $575 for a gallon of clear and hardener, on top of the $475 for a gallon of sealer. Add in the gallon of black base coat. That's a little over $800 or closer to $900. And we're not going to get this done with a gallon. So we might get away with a gallon of base and sealer, but we're not going to get away with a gallon of clear. We waste a lot of clear. So anyways, we're all tacked off, fresh cup mixed up. We're going to, the camera's going to stay out here because I don't want any clear on it. We're in 3 coats. We're going to do 2 on the inside, 2 on the jams, 3 on the outside, because the 3rd coat is kind of for wet sanding and buffing. Gives us a little extra to take back off. We're just going to take a little off to straighten it out. So we don't need 3 coats on the inside. We're not doing any wet sanding and buffing in there. I'm not that crazy. on. We did not record the second coat, so that's why you're only going to see 2 technically. The battery was dead in the camera, so I plugged it in while I was doing the second coat and then come back into the third coat. But we're all flashed off and set up at the end of the day. I mean, that looks pretty good for, you know, fresh out of the gun finish. Obviously, we got some wet sand and buffing to do yet, but the you know, like dust factor and bugs, besides that one little bug that we had, that's the only thing we had all day. Everything laid down real nice. It's got to flow for a little bit yet. It's got a little more orange peel than it will have. It'll flow out over the next few hours. But other than that, just in time. I think the 4th storm of the day is coming in right now. But I beat it this time. I got the Expo inside, got Super Focus inside, the daughter's home from work, the wife's home, and the boy's on his way home. So I guess it's time to sit on the front porch and watch the storm come in.